Yeah. So you're saying about anxiety for those taking your MBA program, and
Yeah, so these mid-career professionals, so here you are, you're a rising star in your organization, but you're a bit itchy, or you wouldn't be in an MBA program. And usually these are mid-career professionals who have children, and here we are in the middle of the pandemic.
yeah.
So there's been huge disruptions, and most of them are responsible for it. And I was thinking about how valuable the practice is that you reminded us all of how to drop into our level just simply by breathing in, breathing out, and doing the 3, 2, 1. And it's like that there, and you reinforced it enough times that I don't think there's anybody in the class that will forget that tool, and what a tool of our time.
Good.
Now, I don't know when Jose Silva was doing his was founding this process, but here we are in 2021, and it is as current and as valuable and as fresh now as it was when
It is.
he was figuring it out.
And in some ways even more so because
Yeah.
it's become acceptable to meditate.
Yes.
It's become acceptable to be intuitive.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to be creative and think outside the box and not just follow the uniform that the PG, asks you to put on.
Well, and you're right about that. It's not, it's past that. We've seen a norm change where it was like follow the rules, almost like a military model.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're saying we require you to be resilient.
Mm.
We require you to respond in a pivot when you're on your back foot, because now we're in a pandemic. And oh, by the way, half of you aren't coming to the work anymore. And now we've got 600 tools that you need to use online. And we're like
Mm. Yeah.
pivot. And we want you to be resilient,
Yep.
and we want you to be resourceful.
Yes.
And here is the Silva program that says, okay, uh, let's figure out how to cancel these negative thoughts that we have. Cancel, and let's help put us in resourceful state. 3, 2, 1, resourceful state, and then challenge ourselves of what's possible. What else might be true? What else could we do? Yes, and right.
Mm.
And I love the way it was reinforced over the 4 weeks. And there were so many examples in the classroom of folks applying it during the week and then being able to share with us what was working, right? And I find that inspiring. And it's so marvelous to have had this 35-year probably dance with Silva's work and find it as fresh and as important today as it was when I was trying to figure out how to engage my extra perceptions when I was in my 30s.
And you talked about using the Silva method in your sales. Can you say a little more about what were some of those things that you really found helpful from what you learned in the Silva method and apply them in your sales, B2B sales activities?
Well, there's when you're doing business to business sales, it's a strategic engagement between two people who have power and place both within their organizations usually. And so here you are as a salesperson reading the unspoken need and interest of your client. What is it that will fulfill them? What is it that will make sure they're never embarrassed by this decision? What is it that what you figure out, what they have to be able to say and what must be true for them to make this decision and reduce the risk to them of the decision. And the Silva program, like the various approaches, like sending texts, there's so many pieces of the program that apply in that instance. How to read people, how to read a room, how to draw, like when you're going to give a presentation and maybe you're a little nervous on your feet, how to settle yourself down so you can get the focus off, I'm going to throw up because I'm so nervous, to who's out there that needs my message and needs the support that I can provide to them. And just shifting that off you onto them, and what is the potential that we could do today, and make it less serious. I think you said something about enjoying the game. Absolutely. Have some fun with it. Yeah. One of the things I always did on every call is I added value that had nothing to do with my products or my services or my organization. So I did a lot of reading of strategy in the market, what was shifting, who was on and off, what was happening geopolitically, and I would. So every conversation I had was creating value. Yeah. I never had a problem getting an interview, getting in front of people.
Yeah, which was one of the hardest parts of getting in sales, right? It's getting in first.
Yeah, right. And you know, I got to understand that when I was hot, I would hit. So when my self-confidence was high, when I was in flow, when I was feeling good about things, and all of these things are tools that Silva training helps you better understand, right? So how are you empowered? When are you in a resourceful state? That's when I would do all my calls. And if I wasn't feeling great that day,
great idea.
I did other stuff.
Great idea.
So
wow.
that I would, yeah. And the other thing, you can set yourself up to win, right? So we know that sales is about contacts. How many contacts to make to get the interview on the phone, now to be on the phone rather than in person. So how many is that? Is 10 to 1? Is it 20 to 1? Whatever it is. And then the game becomes, can I make it 19 to 1? Can I make it 18 to 1? And it doesn't, all it matters is that you're out there making it a game, making it fun for yourself. And you will almost by accident figure out what's the pattern, what's the approach, what does this person need? And you trust that, knowing because you've learned how to know when you're in flow working with the Silva systems, right? And there's just so many, there's so many tools of the trade that you taught, that you teach. And every one of them can be brought out to apply to a sales opportunities. It really should be part of an MBA course. It's that level of content that and I wouldn't strip stuff out of it. I would make it the full course, that they have to go through the full thing, not just parts of it, because by the time you're finished, the 4 days that we had and all the repeating, you really do, you're at level like that. Yeah. You're mid-career professionals. I would say late 30s to late 40s, rising professionals. Yep. You know, they might run a small mutual fund company and they want to run a bigger one. Okay. They're like that. Okay. And this is the kind of stuff that would be so helpful to them. And I think you're right. There's more of a acceptance for using your intuition and understanding that you're getting a message. Mm-hmm. And if you listen to the message, you will be empowered by it. Because you will get the opportunities right out of the gate. Yeah. You won't have to wait 3 years and get it wrong. Yeah.
If you would like to watch more videos like this, then please subscribe to my channel below. Once again, my name is Stephen Dobos, and you can download a free centering exercise. The information is in the description box below.